everybody, welcome back. I hope you're having a good day. It's beautiful again here. I've been lucky in that I've managed to have more beautiful days than rainy, cloudy, what I call dreary days. I wanted to jump in here and introduce this next video, which I did when I was in Southern California. Obviously, this is going to be coming out much later after I've left the area. This is my trip through Slab City. I had done previously that day, I had done the Sonny Bono National Wildlife Refuge, and I had also done the Salvation Mountain, which is the video that just came out. And I decided to drive in and just kind of do a driving tour of Slab City. And when I did it, it was quite busy. There was a lot of people there. I also did a second trip in about a month later, and it's obvious, you can see the difference between the number of people because it is filled with a lot of snowbirds. I also did a bit of a walkabout in East Jesus, which is the art center of Slab City. And again, you have to use the word in quotes art. Again, Andy Warhol meets Mad Max, but it is pretty cool. And there is, in particular, there's one big piece that is just really thought-provoking, and I will note that when you see the video. So thanks. I really want to thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy this. And until next time. So that was cool. The docent that I met there was one of the girls that I've watched on YouTube. So we're gonna take a trip into Slab City. I'm gonna let this van go. And there are a lot of, let this other car go too. I'm going to go ahead and overdub this because the road is so bad and my microphone picks up every little bump and turns it into static. It's been an ongoing problem. Welcome to Slab City, or as the locals are often call it, and people who know it, they call it the slabs. And the people who live here, especially the permanent ones, they are sometimes referred to as slabbers. The people that you'll see, the people that make Slab City home, kind of fall into three different categories. They're the full-timers, the snowbirds that come during the winter, and there's people that come and go. I actually did spend a night here the first year I came here and spent the winter in the Southwest, and it wasn't bad. I did lock my doors, but I had no trouble. A lot of people are a little leery of this area. And I know my Aunt Wendy is definitely a little leery of this area. But yeah, I had no trouble. Now these buildings on the right, these little cubicles on the right, I believe they're guard shacks because this was once a military site and it was abandoned. And so the people have moved in, and they refer to this as the last free place in America. And the people that live here permanently are people who choose to be off-grid and, in some cases out of sight. They're not all bad people. They're just people who want to be left alone. And they do an off-grid living here. One thing you can see is that there's a lot of, it's kind of random. You pick your own spot, and then you set up your little boundary. And the things that are used mostly for boundaries are old tires. You'll see pallets, wood pallets are used as fences. Bed springs, in some cases, old bed springs are used. Bicycles, the odd piece of metal. It's just what people can find. They make use of pretty much everything here. They are quite ingenious too. The locals have built up their own little community here. It's quite a close-knit community in a lot of ways. They have a library here. They've built a library here. They have a skate park here. They have an internet cafe here for what passes for an internet cafe. They have an entertainment place. They call it the Range, where people come and perform on certain nights. It's pretty much open mic. They have a food kitchen too. They get a lot of donations here. The other thing you'll notice is that in a lot of places there are people, the residents, mostly the permanent residents, but a lot of the residents have set up little stands where they can sell art and crafty things. Some of the people in here have been here a very, very long time. One of the more famous people is a woman named Dot, and we'll get close to where she has set up her place. And she's quite an avant-garde artist. And whenever you see a sign that says House of Dots, that's Dot. And I've met a few of the people that are residents, full-time residents here, and they've all been very nice. I'm sure there's people that just are not particularly friendly, but most of the ones that I've met, and I've met a handful of them, most of them have been very, very nice. They're just people who either have a seriously limited income and this is where they stay, or they're people that, like I said, just want to be left alone. And they do live off-grid, so there's no, you have to haul in your own water. And they supply their own electric. A lot of them are on solar systems, quite big solar systems too. You'll see some of these places have quite a few solar panels, not just one or two. And it's funny because the streets are named here. The streets are actually named, and UPS will deliver here. It's pretty funny. And we're going to go down, and we're going to turn down here and go toward East Jesus, which is where the art installations are. And again, like not everybody wants to be seen, so you just respect them when you come to visit. Especially the people who come to East Jesus, or the snowbirds that come. You just respect the people that are here. And we're going to go around here. And again, like I said, they just, when somebody comes and, plants their spot here, it's best to, not encroach on somebody else's territory. And that's usually when you see the tires or the fences, those are the places where they have staked out as their own. And we're coming into East Jesus here. And the House of Dots will be on the right. And her place is quite big. That's a road, so we can't do that. Let's turn around and get put here. So this is East Jesus. It's a little bit more avant-garde than my taste, but I thought I'd give y'all a look. It is interesting in its own right, if nothing else. It kind of reminds me of one of those places in alternate worlds, in online alternate worlds, where, you're kind of virtual worlds. That's what I'm looking for. Now that's cool. That is actually pretty interesting. This is interesting. Like I said, it definitely is an acquired taste. It's definitely an acquired taste. Aliens and dogs are welcome too. An art car. Definitely interesting. Member of the California Museum Association. Very cool. Hi.
Greetings and welcome to East Jesus.
Well, thank you. From the Northeast. Very cool. Very cool. I've seen walls like that made out of bottles. They're quite ingenious. Galactic Please Patrol, an art car. Chocolate, Charlie of the First Church of the Chocolate Martini. Very cool. Famous for Nothing. I have seen this. This is very, in some ways, it's very ingenious. Sounds like there's a very cool. Wow, very, very interesting. Very cool. Let's go up here. Watch your step. This is a little tricky, I'm sure. Very cool. They could call this the White House. They could call that the White House. Wow. Let's go inside. Wow. Art walk. Art saves lives. Very cool. Looks like they're expanding it. Wow. Definitely makes you think. Makes you think about a lot of things. Wow. I love the dinosaur. That's really cool. Dolphins, whose team are they on anyway? Paid for by Americans for a dolphin-free future. It goes on, but it's getting late. It's like Dorothy's house. It fell on the witch. Almost. Interesting. This is the kids' playground. Shall we say the kids' playground. Wow.
Greetings and welcome to each Jew. Have you been here before? Right answer, you won't get the monologue there.